first thing first, what is the C language? What is the C language and who invented that one? First is C is a high level or low level language. What is your thinking? What is your thinking? C is high level or low level language?
Low level language.
Absolutely not. C is a high level language. Now reason is why. Question is very simple and answer is also very simple. Is C language the only language in the world who can write individual operating system by themselves? By themselves. Only C language can write a full operating system like Windows or Mac or something. A C language system can do that one. If you do in C++ or C#, you need to take a help of .NET or Java or some other component where C only can do itself, because C has a
graphics property.
Yes, C has a graphics property.
What do you mean by graphics property?
Now, graphics.h is a header file. C has a header file. C can give you the display area, like a graph, like your mouse movement, like your tab files, and also like you can get your browser, input browser, then input system, output system, everything C can do itself. C has this capability. Next, what is the next capability of the C? C is a structured language. And what do you mean by structured language? Structured language is like when you start writing the code from the beginning, you can declare the variable, then you can call the variable, you can declare all the variable in first, then you can call the variable whenever they required. That is called structured, means you have a proper structure of the code. So if you have any error in the variable, then you can check only the variable section. And that also makes C unique, because this structured language has faster compiler than unstructured language. Unstructured language is like BASIC, then Photon, another kind of unstructured language, though it is a high level language, but it is unstructured language. That's the reason Photon has more, Photon required more time to compile a program than C, the same program. Maybe it is a millisecond if it is a small program, but when it is become a high or complex program, then it really makes sense. Then the next part is, what is another advantage of the C? That is easy to learn. And another thing which is very famous in IT industry, that is C is the mother of all languages. How? C++ is based on C, C# which is based on C, and also if you go further high, ASP.NET and other languages, they all are based on C.
So C is a fundamental language of the all languages.
Exactly, C is very, very fundamental language. Then another advantage of the C is not dependent on the computer platform. What do you mean by the computer platform? Computer platform means you can write in Windows that can run in Linux, that also can run in MacBook without changing a single line of code. That means a multi-compiler compatible is C. Like in this case, we are using in Windows 10, we are using developer C++, which is basically a dev C. That is one type of compiler. Another Windows
Turbo
compiler
C,
is
yes.
there, that is called Turbo C. What is the difference between Turbo C and Dev C? Why these two compilers this both are in Windows compiler, but what is the difference between these two? Okay, keep this question on is because this question can give answer when you write the code. Otherwise, it's very difficult to find. If I tell you the answer right now, you will be just remind it, but you never give a practical example of that one. So better to have a practical example. Just keep in mind this question that what is the difference between Dev C and Turbo C? Why they both are in the same compiler, which is called Windows 10 or whatever the Windows compiler. Why they are in why both are in this case? Okay, where Linux has only one compiler,
GCC compiler.
GCC compiler. That is the Linux compiler. Linux has only one and only compiler, that is GCC compiler, that can compile C, C++, Java, ASP.NET, PHP, everything. This is the major advantage of Linux.
And Turbo C and Turbo C++, Microsoft C is compiler is MS-DOS.
Not really. MS-DOS is not a compiler. MS-DOS is like an input system. MS-DOS is not a compiler. Compiler is the Turbo C. And Dev C is another compiler. But DOS system, you can make sense. DOS system is a difference, but it's not a difference actually. That doesn't matter. You can do it in Click or you can do it in Control F9. That doesn't matter too much in the C language. The matter is inside of that one. So difference supposed to be the inside of the compiler, because the difference between like a DOS or non-DOS, that is like a very childish definition. That is not the answer of this question. Definitely, the answer obviously have some in the compiling level. That I am going to tell you. That's why I keep this one secret at this stage. We can see it when we write the code. In the code, I will give you the explanation, and you can understand what is the difference between these two. And then we will explain how it is possible and why it is not possible in Turbo C++ or Dev C++, whatever it is. Let's see. And another thing, use of C is a huge area. I already told you one system, that is operating system, and that is the one major question. If someone says, I know C language, the first question from the interviewer is come like, what can you make in the C using C? And that answer is definitely operating system. That only one thing that you can make, which is only with the C language. Any other language needs a secondary support.
It's a capability.
But in C, only C can write operating system. Operating system. And actually the thing is there because it might not be a high level operating system, because graphics is not too high level. Like now you can see in Windows, maybe that's not too high level, but it is high enough to see the normal thing. Next is a language compiler. You can create own language compiler like MATLAB or like ANSYS, like Abacus. You can create your own compiler using C. Then assembler, then text editor, network driver, modern programs, databases, and language interprets. That's like a kind of AI. You can use the C language for creating a software which is based on AI. It's a huge versatile application of the C language. So what is the major important thing at this stage? That is, what is the extension of C language? What is the extension of the C language? When you save a file of the C language, how do you
extension is a .c.
Exactly. There is a very basic fundamental thing, .c and .cpp. CPP is C++ and .c is C. Also, you can use .vi and .vim for GCC compiler if you wish, but .c also can be read by vim or also can be read by GCC compiler. Okay. Next is a local environment setup. In order to see, nowadays we can use Dev C++ or Turbo C++ itself. They has a own environment and that is automatically selected for you. But in previous life, that is not a recent part anymore. Though I just need to tell you how to do it or something. If you use a Linux system, you have to do it in a notepad, and which you need to save as a .c, and then you need to call GCC, and then you need to compile it. But it is not necessary at this stage because every environment has their own standard at this stage. Now the first question, the first thing is first. As usual in our programming language, that is the hello world. That is the major.
Please you explain this terminology. IDE.
What to say?
Integrated Development Environment. IDE. Integrated Development Environment. Like this is a Turbo C, C++. This one.
Yes, definitely it is IDE. Every integrated development environment, what is the meaning of this one, is like a platform where you can write the code, where you can debug the code, where you can run
looks like a blackboard where I write the programming code like that.
No. IDE and the GCC compiler that I recently told you, you have to write in the text file, then you need to save it as a .c, then you need to call to the GCC and then run it. That is not a IDE. That is a monotonical system. You are writing in a text file that you are saving it as a .c, and then you are running your compiler and call them as a C program, and then they run the code. When you can do these three things, writing, compiling, saving, all three things together, and they are in a single platform, that is called IDE. So that's the major thing. IDE is a compact version of development platform. IDE is a different type of IDE is there, like NetBeans is IDE for Java and PHP and HTML. Also, the Dreamweaver is another IDE for web page development. Dev C++, which you are using, that is the IDE for C and C++ programming. Because in Dev C++, you can write your code, you can save your code, you can execute your code, or you can run your code.
So it is only one platform. You can do everything.
Is only like a one thing under a roof. One thing under all in one. Exactly, the all in one is the best term over. So now we are going through the, without delaying anything, that is the main thing, that is our hello world. Hello world is a basic terminology for our beginners in C or C++ or Java, whatever. With first code we develop, that is the hello world. Hello world. So now what you need to do? File, then new, then source file. Why the source file? Why not project? Because you are doing individual file now. Project is the almost last step of the code. That is when you running a different type of code, like when you are making an operating system, then you have to run all the code together. That is a project actually. So source file. See, there is a platform already came up with everything, releases and everything. So if you see it closely, you can see the there is a light blue color line came up with the saving title name Untitled 1, same as text editor. When you open a text editor, you get an untitled name, then you can save it as per your demand, requirement. So I put a small snippet of the code. This is called snippet. The snippet term is very popular throughout the program. Why? The reason behind it, snippet means a part of the code that we can use for giving on various sections. Okay, Like this is the hello world snippet that we can use for C++, you can use for Java. Just you need to change the header file, that's it. So before running this code, I need to explain this code little bit. Okay, what is the code? If you see the code very closely, there is a few things. And the first, it is a green color, then it is a black, and in between there is a red color. Also in the black there is some in bold and some in normal, right? Okay, so what is the header file?
Header file means the head of the file where the all code are saved in that file. This is a folder.
Code means, what do you mean?
Code means a program instruction.
Program instruction for?
Program instruction for your desired output. Yes.
That you are writing over there. But what is the
is standard input output.
So what is this one? Why it stands for?
Standard input output header file.
Why it stands for?
Stand means why it is standard.
Why it is here? Why he is over here?
No, you explain.
He is over here, studio.h, right? What is the reason behind it? Why he is over here?
Yes.
Is it necessary? Or
it is necessary,
if it is
because
necessary, then why it is necessary? Yeah, that I understand. Obviously, that's why he is in the code.
But why it is looks like a mother for all code, all program. Here I write.
No. Okay. This is like a good argument though. Answer is very simple. STDO means standard input output. You are right, absolutely. What is the input and output? That is the input and output method. And who is that object for that one? You are using printf over here, right?
Printf.
What is the printf meaning?
Print out something is a
print out something.
Is an
output command. Printing the word or printing the sentence which is written next to it.
Is a library function. Printf is a library function. It's display that the output of the stream.
This function is this display function or means is the output function. This output function is written inside the studio.h. So that is the studio.h. If you use scanf, then that is the scanf function itself written inside the studio.h.
Scanf is a input function.
If you do not give obviously that's why it is in studio.h, because IO input output.
Can you tell me why we use the sharp sign first, including hashtag? This is hashtag.
Hashtag.
What is the significance of this sign?
Exactly.
Hashtag.
Hashtag means
preprocessor
command. Exactly. Like when program compiles, how the program now the question is that this is the pattern of the writing a program. Okay, this is the pattern of the writing a program. First is header file, then declare your main function, that is the main, and then write your code, end your code. When computer start reading the code, he will first hit up, is there any header file? Okay, header file is there. Is there main function? Yes, main function is there. Is there main function closed? Yes, main function is closed. Program is okay. Now execute. When you go to the execution section, he will first read from the behind, not from the up. He will check printf is here. Okay, I need to find the printf definition. So in this case, what will happen when you run the code? It will happen first, computer will say, okay, I got a code which looks good and it can be executable. Okay, when you click it execute, what computer will see, okay, I got one thing is called printf. Who is this printf, by the way? Then computer says, okay, check the hashtag. Hashtag is over there. Header file is over here, man. Then he will go to the header file, ask to the header file, there is any code for printf, man? He will say, yes, I have the printf code. Give me. He will take the code from the studio.h and he will print it out. Because computer didn't know who is studio.h, who is printf. So studio.h you have to mark up. This is the header file. So this is called preprocessor command, and that's why we put a hashtag over there. So hashtag is defined to the computer that hashtag is a header file. And hashtag has an preprocessor also has a one common architecture, that is we are using a triangular bracket always.
And now why we use the parenthesis of the pair of parentheses in a main?
Yeah, that is because when we write a function, we define function as a
function is a container.
Function is a container who will take the value of the program. Like your main program is starting from the main. If there is any question in C exam or somewhere, which is the start point of the program? That is the main.
No.
Not the hashtag. Hashtag is a resource file. Hashtag is kind of, if I say you in a different way, you can understand it better. You are studying artificial intelligence. There is a book by Richard in artificial intelligence. Example. Okay. So, if you are studying a material and you do not understand one part, then you go to the Richard book. That is your reference. It is not your main program.
Reference. Auxiliary.
So, it's just like a reference. Hashtag is a reference. Header file is a reference for you. Okay, so when computer cannot understand anything, he will go and search in the header file. Now the main function is the where the program execution begins. When you write a main, then program understand, okay, my work is going to start.
Okay.
Okay. If you see one funny thing, that is after the main as a container, because this main will help you to store the value which is the hello world.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So now question is there, after the main there is a braces.
After the main?
After the main there is a one line, then star, my first program in C, star and line.
This is not a code. This is not including in a program. This is a title of the program.
So what is that one? No. This is commenting, called commenting.
When we are working a
you do the Facebook command, right? Facebook command.
Yeah.
You do the Facebook command, right? If your friend tag somewhere, you comment, okay,
when we are work in a big project, and suppose I work something and finish there, and another my colleague came and start there, and he can easily understand where my work is finished and where the ending. So this is
exactly. Even also it is very useful when you write a big program with lot of structures, lot of arrays, lot of pointers, or lot of functions. Then you can declare, okay, this is the addition function, this is the subtraction function, this is the multiplication function. So if there is something error in the multiplication, we will directly go jump to the
this is the description, or
we don't jump to anywhere else.
Something.
Exactly, but
comment.
What it is called? It's called commenting, and this commenting pattern is different for each and every programming language. This is very key point of that one. Each and every programming language has his own commenting style.
Multi-line comment have a multi-line comment also, but you can
multi-line comment also. The commenting style means like a hash star hash. This is the style for the C. If you go to C sharp,
double hash ending and
double hash
starting. Only starting.
Double hash is starting. Yes. If you go to starting, only the starting double hash. That's it. And ending with double hash. That's it. No star, nothing. Then if you go to HTML, it's very different. First angular bracket, then exclamatory sign, then 2 minus sign, then your what you want to write over there, then again 2 minus sign and angular bracket closed.
Angular bracket is a
curly bracket. Particularly, if you see, not curly braces. I'm saying you over there. If you see it, then you can understand easily. I just minimize a little bit this one. I'm opening over here one text pad so that I can explain you. So in HTML, the commenting sign is like this: XYZ. So XYZ my commenting language. Okay, this is the commenting in HTML. So, and if you see in C, that is star asterisk hash asterisk XYZ asterisk hash.
Okay.
Hash. Okay. So see, the difference is huge. So this is in C. So actually the difference is huge, right? There is a no similarity in between these two, but they both are commenting. So that's why I told you that commenting has their own feature for each and every step. Exactly. Then printf. Printf is a function that is defined in a studio.h. I already told you, and the printf written style, you need to, when you do the coding, you will obviously remember that one easily. But that is the style: printf bracket start, then the quotation, your message, /n is stand for the new line, quotation closed, semicolon. This semicolon has a unique nightmare for every program.
Is it terminator?
Just remember this one. Yes, it is terminator, I know, but problem is there. This is just a remind him very well, because he is your friend, he is your enemy, he is your terrorist, and he is your everything. Because he is nightmare of you. He is like, he is your friend and enemy. Why enemy? If you forgot a semicolon in a program, that can lead up to 450 error in 500 lines code for a single semicolon.
If we don't use the single semicolon, so you create a...
If you forgot to use a single semicolon for 500 line of the code, it can lead up to 495 error in the program.
So it is very dangerous.
It's very dangerous. So if you get something error with a void, that means you are missing somewhere in the semicolon section. Though nowadays, if you go for C# or something, they are pretty much automated. So there is a chances of semicolon error is going to be like very less. Might
so
be 0 almost. So
play a vital role in the program.
Exactly. That's why I called you. That is your friend and that is your enemy as well. In every programming language, this is similar. Every programming language, that's including JavaScript, that's including your C++, including your C#, including your Java, including your HTML, including your CSS. Everything, everywhere, semicolon is very important. HTML though not too much, because HTML is markup language. So markup language is usually not required too much of the semicolon. That's a good function for you. Okay, now next line is return 0.
Return 0.
That's the thing actually used in a controversial method. Now question is there, I use integer main. Int means integer, right? Integer main. Then I put a container. Then I write the code. Then I put return 0. Instead of integer main, what I can use that can return 0 automatically? Write down this question. This question is very tricky question. I am not going to give you the answer for this one. That is your task, one of the tasks maybe. So I'm just writing this question. I write in this code is integer main. So how can you replace this int main with some with something, I don't say anything, with something, that's a tricky, so you can avoid to use return 0. Okay?
So you just about tell me what I will use for avoiding the return 0. Return.
Exactly. That I'm not going to telling you that you need to research on what can be replaced that integer main. So whatever code you will do today, that is everything with the integer main, and maybe next day you will do the all code by yourself without integer main. That is your task. What is the return 0 function? I told you that is actually the terminate the main function, and it put to the main function value is 0, so that printf can work exactly. Okay, so that is the tricky question over here for you, that how you can do it. Okay, so is it fun, I guess. Okay, now the time came to see what is the error I am getting over here. This program is perfectly run program in Turbo C++, I guess. But what is the happen in Dev C++ and why it is happening? Let's compile this one.
You go to execute.
So C.
Compile.
C. This is the compile.
Run.
This is the run.
Okay.
And this is the compile and run together. Okay. So first I compile it. You can use any shortcut key. F11 is for compile and run. F10 is for run. And F9 is for compile automatically. Function 9, function 10 and function 11. But I will do individually at this stage. Later on we can use directly compile and run to see how the error and everything comes in. If you see in down a little bit, see the compiler, resources, compile log, debug, find result. Okay, and you have 9 lines of code where the column is almost set to 1 because you don't have second column, by the way, and length is 124 characters, so it doesn't matter too much though. You just put a compile. Let's see what happens. Your compiler first says, please save your code. So save your code in C source file. Okay?
Hello.
I'm saving it. HELLOWORLD.
Hello world. .c.
Yes. Yes, obviously. Yeah, I'm really saved to .c. Okay. There is a warning
command
for
line.
You. But there is a warning for you.
Yes.
For C++.
C.
But written, but not for C. Okay. Now run the code. F10, you can click it over here. Okay, looks good. Looks good.
So command line option, this C++ 11 is valid for C++. What is this here? The message section.
Which one?
You see the message section. Yeah.
Oh, okay, this one. This is basically the standard function level when you save as .cpp is different than .c. So when it is a objective C++, if you do the file in Visual Studio or somewhere, then this comment feature, this is the window, this window. If you see this window will not come anymore. Okay. So that's why he says not for C, but C++ might have a problem. Now I will put return 0 out from this one, and I will save it definitely. Then I run it. No difference at all.
So you don't use the return 0.
Good. No. Why there is a no difference? That you need to find out. Very easy question, this one. But one clue I am giving you, that is return 0 usually used when int main is used. Okay, there is an alternate way to avoid the return 0 though. That alternate way you need to find it. I am not going to say you. Sorry for this one. If you don't get, then definitely I will say you in the next day. Not for today. Okay, now the identifier. Any question till now?
No, not now.
Till now? Great. Identifier is come where the programming language is case sensitive
definitely
or not.
Case sensitive.
Yes, exactly. So the hello world H capital W capital is different than small h and small w. So if you take a variable name A in small letter, and if you take a variable name in a same program capital A, they both are two individual variables because they are
case sensitive language.
Exactly. C is a case sensitive language. And C do not allow few stops. And what is this stops? C do not allow few special characters. What they are? @ $, and %. These three you cannot use in your program.
I think these are the switch case.
Exactly, they are the already defined cases. @ is there, $ is there, obviously, and % is also over there. So actually, C is don't allow you to identify overloaded. That is a different topic in C++. So no need to know what is the identity variable overload or something. That you no need to know at this stage. And that is the identifier, and few keyword that I will send you one PDF that
Yeah,
has few keyword like auto, else, long, switch, break, enum, register, type def, case, extend, return, if, for, do, that you cannot use as a variable name. That is a keyword which is saved for the
Okay.
C itself. Okay. Okay, C, ignore the white lines, white space that we have called white space. C, ignore that one. Okay, so if you write something like fruit, F-R-U-I-T, fruit equal to orange plus apple. This one, whatever the result will become over there, fruit equal to orange space plus a PPL. Like if you put orange and apple as a 2 and 3 and fruit as a result, then fruit equal to 5 in both cases.
No variation.
Okay.
For
No
white
variation
spaces.
between these white spaces.
So I can use
This white
the
spaces
space.
is not a variable for. You can use as much space as you want, but don't take too much of space. But if
Yes.
it is inside a string, when it is inside a string, then that will be show the white space. Okay. If you put it inside a string like a hello world, if you put so many spaces in world, it will show as so many spaces in the world. See? See the white space? So if you use as a string, that is called string.
Yeah.
This is called string. If you use as a string, then white space matter, because string computer known as a single variable. Okay. String itself is a hello world itself is a result of some code is known by the C at this stage. Okay. So, but if you use this fruit concept during writing any program, like if you after printf, if you put that much of white space, I put that much of white space in after printf. Now if I run the code, that doesn't matter too much. That will be the simple as see. Can you see the difference?
Which one?
I put the white space over here after printf.
Yeah.
After
the long
printf,
space.
I put the white space.
Yeah.
I put the long space.
Okay.
I put more spaces actually. Okay. Then if you run the code, it doesn't matter. You will directly put the hello world. But if the same space you put it in between the string, in between the hello world, then you will get the difference answer. Then you will get like hello space world. Okay. So that is the basic thing, that white space in a variable name in between this function doesn't matter how much white space you are giving. That you can give as per your choice, but not in the string. String is very sensitive.
And there have a 3 type of space. If I use the tag, if I use the space,
Which one?
I can use in a tab also, and so
yeah, you can. You can use in a tab, you can use in a space, doesn't matter too much. Okay, now the thing is, there is a few types of value. Okay, and that you need to, it's kind of just you need to know. The integer type is like character, unsigned character, signed character, and also they have a value range that I will send you a PDF with that one. That will be easier to remember. That is not a, you don't need to know as a theoretically that you have to remember each and every value for your exam. It doesn't matter too much because it's just a value. So if you don't remember, then also doesn't matter. You just need to know when and where to use. Now question is there, if you use float, you will get 4 bit of data, where if you use double, you get 8 byte of data, and if you use long double, you can get 10 byte of data. Then long double has a wide range than everything. Okay, if you see the long double, if you use a variable with a long double, that can give you 4 into 10 to the power minus 4932. It's not right somehow. Okay, so 4 into 10 to the power minus 4932 to 1.1 into 10 to the power 4932.
This is the range of the.
That is the range.
Character.
Range of the long double. Now question is, then I can use long double. Why I need to think about float, double, integer, unsigned integer, blum blum blum, everything is under this one, definitely. Right? That is the major question. Then why I will use different type of float and double? Why I need to remember? I can just use long double. Right? Instead of this integer, I can use long double. Right or wrong?
Which one?
Right or wrong? I can use long double instead of this integer.
You use the space
Right?
in between.
No. I will use
Yes.
this long double method. This long double. This is the, if this is a variable type. Variable type means a variable. When you declare a variable in a C, you have to declare its size. Means how much maximum value it can take. So like if you put integer a, and if you put integer a, if you put 33,000 minus 33,000 in integer a, it won't take. It will say I am not capable enough. বুঝে গেল? So if you want to use a perfect combination, then you have to use a proper variable type, that long, short, unsigned short, integer, float, long double, anything. Now if you see the long double range, that is a huge range. So this range will cover each and every point. Then why I will think about integer or something else? The answer is very simple. Answer is that if I use instead of proper variable, then it will cause a garbage data. Exactly. If you put a long double instead of a simple integer, like you are doing a calculation of 3 plus 2 equal to 5, and you know no one is going to put 3.2 plus 3.2 equal to how much, then if you put long double or double over there or float over there, that unnecessary kill your data. So in order to control our data flow, we have to choose a proper dimension of a variable. Okay, like the simple, if you this concept in a real life, a baby is eating food and
Mhm.
you are eating food. Okay? If I give you a very big plate for the baby, then is that a good way to give a baby? Because baby cannot reach the another part of the plate. So he will massacre the stuffs over there. So he will create some
Okay.
garbage over there, definitely. So that's a similar thing. Otherwise, if I give you a small plate with a lots of food, can you eat? It will be like a hodgepodge or something like that. I don't know. So this is a very simple thing. So you have to be careful when you choose a variable name. What type of variable is it? Is it an integer variable? Is it floating point variable? Floating point variable means with a point. Like 1.2 is a floating point. Floating point also have a 3 different: float, double, long double. Integer has 6 different. Mainly 6 character, integer, short, long. Also they have unsigned. Unsigned means that negative part will be outed. Only the positive section will be taken. And signed integer, signed means all. Positive, negative, both.
If you don't use
Doesn't
sign,
matter
so
which
it's
is that.
you are considered as a positive.
Yeah, no. If you do not use anything, then you are
Plus and
considered as
minus
a
both?
plus and minus both. If you are both, and if you put unsigned
only.
only, then it is a plus only. And then nothing. Then that is your main function. Okay. Now, as I'm telling you, the variable. You have to be first thing in variable. You have to be careful with the type of variable. Is that a character? Is that an integer? Is that a float? Is that a double? Or is that a... I'm not going to say the last one. The last one is the answer of your first question. So I'm not going to say you. That is not required too much though at this stage. So you can first find the answer for this first question. Then I will tell you that is another step. So only we have a 4 different type of variable. Character means name or something like hello world or something like string. Then you need to integer. You need to declare a variable with the type of character. Okay.
Type
Can
of
you
character.
understand this one or not? Okay, I am telling you this one. I know that you don't understand. Suppose you are declaring a value instead of anything. You are declaring A equal to Povitro Bisas. Okay. Now take this example. Then you are declaring A equal to 2. Then you are declaring A equal to 2.2. Okay?
Both are A.
Both are A.
But they have a difference.
Yeah. There is a difference. So first one is a name, second one is a single
So
2,
first
and
one is a
last
character.
one is 2.2. Okay?
Second one is integer.
Exactly. So first one is wait. Don't be too far. So first one you need to char, that is called character. Then A, that is the variable name declared, and semicolon is the end of the variable name definitely. If you want A equal to 2, then it will be integer A. And if you want a float, then float.
Okay.
Okay. So these 3 cases is a very important cases over here.
So
and sometimes you need double.
Do not use the terminator, the last 2 lines.
No. You can use every cases you have to use the terminator. I do not use it because this is not a program. That's why I do not use it. But terminator you need to use.
If I don't write the A, only write inside the bracket integer, float, and character.
No. Bracket I am giving you for explaining this one. When I will write a code very soon, then you can understand why I am telling you.
So character basically is a type of name. When you express some name, so that is a character. And when you express the only numerical value without point, that is a integer. And when you use the points,
exactly.
okay.
So I'm giving you way to declare. This is called declare a variable. Declare a variable. This is the way to declare a variable. Here, I, J and K can include 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 3, minus 6. Then character C and CH can only include name or letter.
Character is a abbreviation only C or CH. Any variable.
No. You can use any variable here. You can use B. You can use M. You can use J. Whatever you want. Doesn't matter too much. Okay. So anything you can use. But whenever you use in a same program all the characters, your variable name should change. So here you can use I in capital, not I in small, because I is already in top in integer. If you use all 4 types of character in a program, that you learn slowly, because you have to write a long code furthermore, right? Like a code which will give you the employment.
I can use the capital letter because it is a case sensitive language.
Case sensitive, obviously. That's why. Then float is type of like this, and double is like that. So you can use anything. Variable name doesn't matter too much. Only the few letter is reserved by the C. That is a auto and blah blah blah. This thing is not too much. It's very simple. And also you have that is a declaration style of the C. Now C1 code that will give you a idea how to declare a value. Let's see. Go to the code. Control N is a very much shortcut. That is a very popular shortcut. Control N is for the CTRL N. Writing over there. CTRL plus N is equal to new file. Okay. So here I am putting one code. I put it over here. This code is little big though.
Oh, you write the program in a note and you transfer here.
Yeah, exactly. That is a simple thing. So I don't need to type it once again. So that is a time saving part. So there is a 2-way of declaring a variable. There is a naming. I'm telling you this thing is because it's not too much of useful at this stage, but I am telling you to understand its complexity. I don't want to make it complex at the very beginning days. Just to remember, this 3 is called global declaration.
Extra. When I use extra in
where
front of extern is a global declaration.
In. This is not normally used. When it is used only when we required like this variable will be used in multiple classes. That when you do the class, then you can get this thing actually. Not now, definitely. So it doesn't matter. You can definitely delete it. But here you cannot, because I think they use some of over there A, B, C, F of X. It doesn't matter too much. So you can definitely delete this part. It's not too much important. So this is a global declaration that is called, because when you write a multiple classes in the C, like this is a class, then another class, then you can see it in a class, not in now. Don't make it complex at this stage. So what is this code is saying inside the main? I am going to inside the main, straightforward, very straightforward. So integer a and b. So a and b is something integer. Then integer c. Then float f. Okay. Then I'm going down a little bit to see what is the calling over here. So a equal to 10. This is called variable definition or
variable definition. Okay.
Huh?
Declaration.
Definition or declaration. They both are same term. Variable definition or declaration. Definition. Why the few people say definition? Because they assume, or their argument is very simple, that here I am giving what type of value will hold the f. So I am basically giving the definition of the f. So that's why it is a definition. But few like Karnitkar and Balagurusamy, they are use declaration. They are saying, according to them, they are saying that we are declaring the variable at this stage. So declaring is basically when you declare someone as a minister, then you can't say X is a minister. So you have to say X.
Yeah, you have to define the designation of the minister.
Right. Exactly. So here some people say declaration, some people say definition is a controversy method. I don't want to go for this one. I use declaration. You can use declaration definitely, or definition if you wish. Doesn't matter too much because globally accepted is declaration. So this is actually the declaration, variable declaration. Here you are assigning the value to the variable. Okay.
Give the value. Give the numerical value of that.
Or called
int.
Exactly.
So now if I use in the first one integer a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20, so no need the actual initialization.
Exactly. Then no need of this one. But for the basic part, we prefer the students should learn step by step. Because the reason behind it, here if you type integer a, then you type integer b, then you type integer c, then you type float f, where you can reduce one integer writing. So it's better to declare the variable first, because C is a structured language and C allow you to declare all together. You can declare C as well over here. I will show you very soon. So what is saying? A equal to 10, B equal to 20, C equal to A plus B. So practically C is given the value that is equal to A and
collective result.
The plus operator is sum. Yes, sum is a sum operator and it is a division operator. Okay, F equal to 70 by 3.0. Okay, and there is another thing. If I run this code, let's see, compile the code, save it as my very common structure, first code. Perfect. So error 0, warning 0, go ahead and do it. So run it. Let's see what happened. We got the result, right? Now I am going to see you one difference. I am omitting this line. Okay. I am putting C over here. I am saving it. I am compile and run. Obviously. See?
Yes.
So practically you save the space of 3 integer writing. So your program will be very clean.
Yeah. So you
understand this
first
one?
You use A, B and C also.
Yeah, exactly. So in integer, I am declaring whatever integer I am declaring in the program. Now I am doing another simple thing over here. I am defining this float as an integer. Let's see what happened. And I also change this one to D. Obviously. Now I put this one. See what happened. See that it's a round up.
So no change the result of the program.
Obviously change. You didn't notice that. Write down once again. I'm changing this one. Okay.
So now we get the point value.
Luckily it is running.
Yes.
See, that's the value.
Yeah.
23.333334.
Because you mentioned the float f.
Exactly. And if I put it in integer, it will come to the, though this time it's supposed to be given error. Let's see. See, the error. But there is a no warning.
Because
no error.
Here, f.
Tell me the reason behind it.
ABC. So you get the value here. The value of C is an integer here. So it's 30. Okay. But f
that is okay. But value of the f is 0 definitely.
Because
it's supposed not to be. But why is it 0?
F also
but
is
there
an
is
integer.
No warning, no error.
You define f as an integer. F as an integer, but here you use the f is equal to 70.3 by 3 is a float value. So it's not a match.
Okay.
This
what is not?
f is a integer, but you explain here f is a float. So no. Because if I use a and b, the assign a and b is a integer value. If I use the float value, so I can get the result of a float value f.
Okay, so what is the standing over there then? Why it is not showing an error to me?
Error is because we do not use a float value of a and b. A is equal to 10. If I use the a is equal to 10.0 or b is equal to 20.0, so it's match the value of the float value. So then we can.
But
a already integer.
A is already integer.
And f also integer.
Okay, then what is the problem? This is the only problem with the f, because if you 70 divided by 3, definitely it is not an 0.0000. Why it is showing?
Because here is a floating value. That's why.
So what is the difference?
Yeah.
There is a no error, right? There is a no error and no warning as well during the compile the code. That means your code is perfectly right. True? But you are not getting an expected result. Why?
Okay. Got it. I think.
In this case,
is a 70 by 30. No. You explain.
Okay. C. Very important thing in the C. You need to be. C is, you can say, C is the most secure language. He always double check your result. He always double check your result. What is the double check? That's why I make this clue for you. But you cannot catch that clue anyways.
Yeah.
Did you see this integer have to match with percentage D?
Okay.
Is a specifier. This percentage D is called a specifier.
Percentage D is a integer.
Yeah. Or
integer.
Percentage D is a specifier for integer. And percentage A
float
is for float. And percentage C is for character. Okay. Now question, here I put integer a, but computer is not sure when it's showing the output to us why it is percentage f over here. He's do not tell me anything because there is a no error practically. I do not make any error in the code. This is not an error. Even this is not a warning, but he cannot print it out. It's kind of you have everything, but your printer do not have any ink.
I think this program get the value result in form of a integer. Okay, so no need the floating value.
But now if you see that one, it will give a value with a round off of 23 because I put a specifier is a percentage d. Because this output after the compiling, the output is expecting something in integer, but he is finding is a float, so he don't know what to write, so he just writes 0 0 0.
So why we get here 23? Because f is equal to say,
because we put a integer. If we put float, then only we will get 23.33 because C is very good in mathematics. So what he did, he just if you see the result, then only you can understand. Sorry. You can understand this one. You see the answer 23, right? See this one. If you approximate this one, due to the 4 is become 3. 3 becomes 3, 3 becomes 3, 3 becomes 3, 3 becomes 3, so 23 becomes 23. So that is basically the practically our common integering method, that is if it is above 5, then go to the next or not. Okay. Do you understand this point?
What you tell here is after point how many? Yeah.
We do the approximation, right?
Here is a 6 digits after the digit.
No. This is not the procedure. Original approximation procedure, whatever digit is, it doesn't matter. If it is like a 10 digit, you can do the 10 digit approximation. That doesn't matter. But how we do the approximation? Approximation is measured. If it is above 5, then it goes to the next scale. Otherwise, it's come to the previous.
But here is a 6.
Right?
Is a 6.
Where is the 6? Where is 6? Scale is a value. Scale is not a number of digit. Scale is a value of the digit. There is a 4 is maximum. Due to the 4, this 3. If it is a 5, then this 3 becomes a 4. Last 2 digit. Okay, approximation. A small note of the approximation. This is a very simple mathematics. If you have 3.255657, what is the approximation of this one? Due to this 5, it becomes 9. Due to this 9, this 5 becomes 6. Due to this 6 becomes 6. This 6 becomes 7. Due to this 7, this 5 becomes 6. Due to this 6, this 5 becomes 6. And due to this 6, this 2 becomes 3. So now, if I approximate this one to the decimal point 1, then it will be 3.3. If I approximate this one to decimal point 3, that means after the decimal 3 point, that means it will be 5. Due to 5, this is 9. 9 due to this one is 6. 6 will be 7. Due to the 7, this one will be 6. So 3.256. That is the 3 point decimal. 3 point approximation. 3 decimal approximation. Now, if you go the next one, if you do approximation without 0 decimal, then it will become 3.3, so 3 actually. This is 0 point decimal, 0 point approximation. Understand this one?
Hello. So 3.3, 3.256, 256.
So actually the rule is
you calculate the back calculation.
That is the rule to do the approximation actually.
Just I have to consider the last 2 digits. It is the indicator.
Last digit, exactly.
Yeah.
What
last digit or last 2 digit?
So
only last digit.
Last digit. If I do, no, last digit means if I do 3 point, there is a how many decimals? 3.
Yeah.
3, 6, 7 decimal is there, right? In the 7 decimal, if you want to do 3 decimal, like 3 decimal, then you have to do 1, 2, 3. So last 4 digit need to be considered. If you do 5 decimal, then last 2 digit need to be considered.
Okay.
Okay. So it is very critical thing to know that there is an point of an approximation, and each and every approximation has a 5-point value. Okay. So that you need to know is an approximation procedure. That is a pure mathematics. Nothing else. So this is the value. This you need to do. It's 1 by 1.
Okay.
Okay. So this type of data type is there, and you need to declare the data type. Now you can do your work. So practice all questions. Okay. Today I am finishing over there. I am leaving this in this topic at this stage, because the next stage is a declaration of the operator and loops. So that will be more difficult. So first you study this one, study the approximation, because loop is in more approximation is there. Okay. So study this one, answer the all questions. See you in the next time.
You save it.